Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Van and this is another Dragonheir Silent God video. If you've been playing Season 3 and you've been keeping up with Pillar Trial, you should have put your hands on one of the new champions for Season 3, the Necrotic champion called Baelvernal, when they're going always crazy with the name. This champion over here, to me, has a kit that is quite interesting. I think for Season 3, not having the stun set and not having much control over the waves, on late stages of 5, mainly, we're going to have to resource to many champions that have control and ultimate energy reduction to try to control the wave and be sure that we're not going to take so much damage. I am particularly concerned about the waves with the necrotic champions, for example, where we're going to have to shield and try to avoid to get hit all together, because all the damage they do get converted to corrosion, and we don't have a way to restore that corrosion unless we take damage. So this champion over here, for example, has a very interesting kit that brings a lot of control, and he is in Infinity, Necrotic, and Lightning for this season. That has very good pairing, and we're going to see that in a minute. She has a passive that when an ally takes damage, there is a 10% chance of converting 20% of their damage taken into healing. When an enemy receives healing, there is a 10% chance of converting 20% of their healing received into damage. This is particularly good when they're going to have healers on their side. We can basically control a little bit of what they're healing back, and converting that into damage is going to be a nice touch, even if there is a very low percentage chance. On her battle skills, she fires an orb that can bounce up to 6 times between enemies, dealing 160 attack necrotic damage each time with a 40% chance of inflicting stun for 3 seconds. This is particularly good because it's going to happen very often. It's going to bounce 6 times, it's going to control a lot of the enemy, and pair with the ultimate that basically strikes enemy within range in a diamond shape, which is a good area. 3 times, each dealing 220 attack necrotic damage with a 50% chance of reducing their ultimate energy by 10%. This is really good because it's basically going to put them off rotation. Their ability is not going to happen in the way they are supposed to. They're going to be all over the place because there's only 50% basically chance of it there, so not all of them, but we're going to be able to control them and reduce their ultimate and keep stunning them. Is going to be really good. She's, as I said, in Necrotic and Lightning, affinity pairing, and she's going to pair very well with Yola. And I'm talking about specifically about Epic because obviously a lot of you are not whales, and so you might not have those crazy legendary, but Yola is a champion that maybe most of you will have. She's absolutely incredible. She has battle skills that fire 2 lightning orbs at the enemy, each dealing 200 attack lightning damage with a 50% chance of inflicting silence for 5 seconds. And on her ultimate, she summons lightning to strike the target area, again a diamond shape, 3 times, dealing 230 attack lightning damage each time to enemy with a range, with a 50% chance of inflicting silence for 5 seconds and a 100% chance when booked to place attack penalty 2. This is really good when compared to the passive that basically when attacking enemy under silence, there is a 40% chance of changing that silence into a stun. So she's going to control, she's going to place decreased attack, she's going to do a lot of damage. Triple hits are good for decreased defense if you have Witches Remain or the Crown on the Unclean. This combination is going to be so suppressive. Yola brings also an aura, and on her ultimate she does 230% attack, while the other champions, the new champions over here, it's 220. So the damage difference is only 10%. We're gonna have a lot of hit. We're gonna have a lot of control. I think this combination is gonna be very interesting for Faye in particular. But today I want to see if I'm able to squeeze some damage out of this new champion, and that's why I'm jumping into the Goblin layer. Now, this is the test server, and I've tried to replicate over here the conditions of my account. Therefore, the Psychic Core is built exactly in the same way that it is on my account. I'm only reaching this level, and so I didn't build any farther, even if I have an opportunity to do so. And I have rebuilt in here my comp, which is only a 3 affinity for now, and I'm running exactly this comp, which with far worse gear. I'm using Fathom Down, Zarlot, Perkunte, Dain, and Irina, and as you can see, it's 4 elements of lightning and necrosis, and I have 1 fire champion over there. So the things that I'm trying to test out today is to see if I can replace Dain with the new champion and see if I can get any improvement. Now the gear is pretty good over here. I went all out and I've built these champions, all of them with a mythical crit damage gloves. The crit rate is pretty high, the damage is pretty high. I've pushed to see what is the limit of this comp compared to mine. On mine account, I can run this with far worse gear in 57 seconds if I use some food, some attack food in particular. So let's run this one and you can see what it's basically doing. I've postponed Perkunt and Zarlot ultimate to 17 seconds, the first one, and then they are free to do it anytime they want. You're going to see that Fathom Down is going to be incredible as usual. I've already shown in the previous video, placing decreased defense on wave after wave, because of how long his ultimate it's spreading out those debuff. You can see that we're taking care of the waves very fast. And if you look at the damage, Dain is up there with Perkunte. Perkunte obviously is outperforming him, but Dain is doing a lot of damage. He has a 3x3 on his battle skills, and he has a diamond shape on his ultimate. And both of them with good multiplier doing good damage, and so he's always up there as my second DPS in my comp. And in this scenario in particular, he's still up there. You can see over here that we run it in 53 seconds, so 4 seconds better than what I can do on my account. And Dain is doing 1.1 million, which is outperforming any other DPS, with Perkunte at 2 million. Now, this is the limit of that comp with 3 affinity over here, as you can see. And so I wanted to see if I can run Baelvernal with this comp and get the 5 elemental affinity. So I moved the same gear that I had on Dain on her, and now I can get the full benefit of the 5 elemental affinity, which is basically a 15% damage bonus. And I want to see how much I can improve this comp. So let's run it and let's have a look at the skills, animation, and everything. And you're going to notice that her movements are a little bit bugged. But she's starting strong. She's doing good damage. She's up there with my DPS. And her ultimate hits pretty hard, to be honest. I should probably try to stack it out compared to Irina so they don't overlap. And we can see better the damage of one compared to the other. So let's try to do that. So we're going to see it in the next wave, what she can do. Perkunte, obviously, it's smashing the wave so hard right now because he has all of that bonus built up. And so we are taking care of this waves very, very quickly with this comp too. This is a bit of a waste of a hit, probably. But nevertheless, we are controlling the field so quickly. And Perkunte is obviously a beast. But as you can see, the new champion is all the way down here. She is doing some damage, but nothing crazy. She's probably not the best DPS epic, but she can do some work. And I've also wanted to compare her to another champion that we have in the game, because obviously epic and rare are achievable for most of you. And so I decided to build basically the same comp, moving the gear again on Irina. Same timing, same everything. We're going to run it very quickly and we're going to have a look at what Irina can do. She has a battle skills that can bounce 3 times on the enemy doing lightning damage, and she has a 3x3 on her ultimate that can do quite good damage. It's not a multi-hit, it's a single hit on the area, but she does very good damage. As you can see, we are also doing very good work here on the Goblin, going very fast, and Irina is up there with Iola in the moment, and she's doing a lot of damage over here. I am expecting Perconte obviously to take that lead point by the end of the run. He is so good as a DPS, especially in this hybrid build where you can basically build accuracy on him with the chest and the negative runes and use the slingshot. He is an amazing DPS, but let's see what we get over here. And we got 1.3 millions and 1.4 million from Irina and from Iola. The time is pretty much the same. Perconte here didn't do much, probably is due to timing, I will guess. But as you can see, Iola, Irina is a good alternative if you're looking to complete your 5 elemental affinity on Goblin. She doesn't offer as much control. She's going to bring a bit of decreased attack as well. I think it's a bit of a dupe compared to Iola. I'd much rather use Iola than Irina, and that's why I was looking for an alternative. But I did also a last run trying to use all of the DPS, and I took off Perconte and I put in her instead. Now, let's have a look at this run as well, because let's assume you don't have all those crazy legendary. You can use someone else instead of Fathom Down for the tank role or for the front runner role. You don't need a tank. You can be a melee champion if you want. But I'm using only epic DPS and a rare over here, and I want to see how much damage I can do. I'm obviously using Fathom Down because it has this 45% attack in dungeon aura, which is going to make my life much easier. So let's run this last run and let's have a look at the damage. I'm probably going to stagger out the ultimate to see if I can see a better result on the damage. She's gonna hit first, then we're gonna use Iola over here and Irina, and we're gonna let the run goes. You can see that Irina is taking the lead right now, but it might change anytime soon. Fathom Down again using his ultimate. New champion hitting a couple of them. She didn't crit over there. And Iola probably is still gonna destroy everyone wave after wave. I'm loving this comp, to be honest, because it's epic based and a lot of them have area damage, and it's very useful if you try to build your Goblin 3-3 and have a fast run and a good result. Here we go, run is finished. We were doing 52 seconds before, we are 55 over here. As you can see, you don't lose much by not having Perconte. All of them are doing good damage. 1.2 from the new champion, 1.2 and 1.2. As you can see, the damage is comparable. I really like this kind of champions. They can do multiple roles. They can be used as DPS and they can be used for control for waves. So you're building a champion and you can get much more value out of it, not only for one content. So overall, I am quite happy about the kit of this champion. I think it's going to be useful for a lot of you, especially when we're going to hit those late stages. And we're going to need a lot of control, as I said. Right, this is everything for this video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. And if you did, as usual, please consider liking, subscribing. It doesn't take much. You just have to click on the watermark, which is on one of my sides. I'm not sure which one of it. It's a logo of the channel. You just click on that and you're gonna be redirected to the subscription. I'm gonna work on more videos. I have a big one coming out soon with best teams for every content, best epic team for every content. So stay tuned and don't miss out. And I'm gonna see you soon with another video about Dragonheir Silence God.